One thing that I really like about Revit is that it is making the process of creating schedules, material takeoff, and calculating everything very easy and straightforward. So in this video, we're going to create schedules for the floor, a structural floor, a structural floor, and we're going to see how it should be done. So to start, we can either go to View and to a schedule section, click on this schedule quantities or material takeoff, or you can simply go to the project browser and in the schedule section, right click on it, create a new schedules or quantities or new material takeoff. I'm going to click on this part, and in here, since we're going to create the schedules for the floors, we're going to click on this floor. If you want to create a schedule for slab edges, you can just simply select this one, but I want floors, so I'm going to go with this option. If you want, you can change its name in this part, and if you want to create a schedule for a specific phase of your project, you can choose it from this section. I don't have any phase for now on this project, so I'm going to go with just simply new construction. Click on OK, and in here we're going to choose and select the parameters and the options we want to see in our schedule. So in the first part, we have, for example, this area. Of course, this is one thing that we need. We can add the count, the number of separate floors that we have in the project. We have the family, we have the function, we can add the family and type if you want. Then we can add an image maybe of the material of the floor if you want. Then we have the level. Of course, we need that. Just you need to double click on the sections and you can add it to your schedule fields. Then we have mark. I don't really need it for this time. We have a slope. We have the structural material. We have the type. I want to add it separately. This structural material is in here. We don't have the other materials because when you create the floor, when you create the wall, when you create anything with that structure section where you can layer different materials and their thickness, you absolutely need to have the structural material in the middle section. Okay, without this, you cannot create anything. So you can add this structural material even if it is like an architectural floor. You always have this, and you can add the material of that section, the main material of that like floor, wall, or any category to your schedule too. After this, we have the volume, and if we need any other thing, we can come back to here. For now, I think this is okay. Now I just want to first create this, and then we can go back and change their order. So we have the area in here, the count, family. Of course, all of them are floors, so I might need to delete this section. The function, we have the level, the type, which is the names that I have added, and the volume. We can go to field section to change their order. In here, I'm going to first set the type at first, and then we can have the level. Then we have area, count, family. I don't want this, so I'm going to move it back. Then we have the function and the volume. I think this is a good way of seeing this floor schedule. I think it is good. And now from here, we're going to work on the other thing to make this long list more understandable and efficient. So let me just zoom in a little bit. If you press Control on your keyboard, you can make this section, or this central section zoom in and zoom out. Okay, I'm going to go to the sorting and grouping. In the third section, we are going to sort all of these based on the level. I'm going to set this section on the level, and I want to see the header too. In the field section, I want to move it maybe after this area, after this count. Maybe I can just simply delete it, But for now, I'm going to just simply move it down after area and click on OK. Now we have all of these sections based on the levels. These are the parts that I have created for the landing, and I actually don't need them. So I'm going to go to this elevation and I will simply delete all of these. Of course, it will delete all of the landings that I have created in here, but for now I'm going to delete all of them, and of course it will affect the schedule too. Now as you can see, we have the levels and the floors, structural floors, architectural floors, staircase in this section. To show them even better, as you can see, we have just one count in here, and for some parts, for example in this level 1, we have two sections of this structural floor with different area and with different volumes. This is not something that we really need to see this way, because it is a schedule and it should like briefly explain everything. We can see it this way because we have like two different sections of this family on the -1 level. Okay, so if you want to change it, if you want to combine and calculate all of these together, you can go to the sorting and grouping, and in here we can uncheck this part, click on this grand total. I usually put it on this one, and I'm going to click on OK. Now we can see all of these on the various. We are going to fix it later, but the change I created is in this section. You can see the grand total, and I'm going to show you how we can add the total area, total volume in these two parts too. I'm going to first go back to the sorting and grouping because I want to also sort the schedule again based on the type we had in here. So I'm going to just simply change it in this section. I'm going to put it on type and click on OK. Now we have the type of each floor. For example, this is architectural floor, a staircase, a structural floor, and we have, for example, two of this part, two of and this type of floor, and the area is various. Okay, we're going to fix this part too, but this is a much better way. The list, the schedule is much shorter, and then we're going to go to formatting section. In here, if you want these parts, the area or the volume, to calculate everything, you should go to this formatting section and then select the field, for example the area, and in this part it is set on no calculation. You can go with calculate total, calculate minimum, calculate maximum, or calculate minimum maximum. Okay, something like this. For now, since we know that there are two different sections of the same material and the same category, we're going to put this on calculate total. And if I click on OK, you can see it in this section, and if you scroll down, you can see the total area in this part too. This might not be that much helpful in this schedule, but at least you can see the total amount of area on this project for each material and each type of floor. You are going to do this for the volume too. Go to formatting section, select the field, the volume, and in here we're going to switch this to totals or any other thing that you want. This part actually might be a bit more helpful because the floors we have in here are just concrete floors, and you can calculate the amount of concrete in here too. So if you look at this part, this is the volume of the structural and architectural floors, and if you, for example, had the structural material just in this project, for each category, you could calculate the main material of each category of each floor in here too. And this could be a bit more helpful for you. We have a concrete calculation, rebar calculation, in a much professional and more efficient way too. But you can do it this way too. Now that I'm looking at this schedule, I can see that we have already all of the levels in here. We might not really need this section in this part. And the other thing I want to add to this schedule is the structural or architectural option. Exactly like the function we can see in here, interior, exterior. Instead of this, I think it would be better to use the like a structural or architectural option. We have them with a checkbox usually. So I'm going to go back to the field section and I will move this back to here. Instead of this, I'm going to add this structural option to my schedule and I will add it after this volume. I'm going to click on OK. And now we can see it this way in here too. We can see which part is structural or which part is architectural. The reason that we cannot see them in here because we didn't set the floor for the structure or architecture option. In 3D view, I'm going to select one of the structural floors, and as you can see, it is a metal deck. And then I will right click on here and select all instances in entire project. Now all of the structural floors are selected that are in this type, and I will just check this option for all of them. Now we can just simply add rebars or any other calculation to these floor types too. I will go back to my schedule and in here I can easily see which part, which floor, which type is a structure and which one is the architecture floor. Sometimes we don't really use this type of naming for the categories. I just created it this way. I will change it later, but it might be a little hard to like read all of the naming system and all of the like information that they have. So this is a very easy way to understand faster the type of floor you have in your project. So this was a very simple and quick way of creating schedules for the floors. You can do it for any other category too. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you have any questions about this schedule or about any other section, just leave them in the comment section below and I will see you next time.